Now I know this probably ain't gonna get a lot of likes, but as you see by the title, right? You see, because remember, I did a breakdown on the hotel itself and how much it cost and stuff like that because of the unrest over here. I mean, there still is unrest. There's a lot of rate. It seems like the racism has increased by 100 on certain levels. There is certain things that's going on as well that sometimes I just think it's a bit too much now. Now, now there's a flip side to the protests as well. Yeah, some of the protesters did, however, encounter certain stuff which I feel which fuels the hate even more. Um, there was gestures made and certain gestures. Now I'm I'm for the right of certain stuff, but to me, if you are coming from immigration seeking asylum and certain stuff over here, you doing gestures towards the people doesn't help your case. Not only that, right? They already got in their head that, oh, Muslims is this. Like the other day, I put up a video of um Citizen, and there was a comment underneath it. Mind you, all these were, I think they're going by his beard. That's what I think it is, right? So he, people making gestures and certain stuff and saying certain stuff, but I think also it is a language barrier. There is also um, what I feel is they're trying to get information to get to the far right or whoever to say, well, these are the people who is coming over here and certain stuff. It is a little propaganda floating around. There is people feeding into the propaganda. There is some asylum seekers I feel is doing a lot as well. Now, another thing is that how is when they rushed the Uber Eats, and it's just not just me spoke about this. It's your food, your food. They're delivering your food. They're delivering your food. So you have to think about a lot of things that comes into this. Now, you are feeding into whatever the British ideal, because some British people do not mix with people from other countries. They have this idea of people from other countries as a certain way. Some people are mixed up, or they travel, they go around, they eat the food, they socialize, they whatever, um, and they will, what you call it, interact with others. Some of them are not like that. Some of them are very stuck in pre, I don't know, times when they think England was when, oh, you couldn't do this and do that, but there was black people around, there was Indian people around, there were certain things going on, but they are not integrated. So I'll give an example. One time, me and my daughter was walking, and the little girl was just staring at us. This girl was just staring at us. So I believe that some people. So I believe that some people over here have not traveled. They don't understand. They have an idea of how that how people, any type of people. I know it's just saying black people, how they move. It's a lot of educational as well. But like I said, the you asylum seekers coming over here, and they are picking up videos of you doing what you're doing. What you're doing, you're feeding into the idea to what they're saying, and whoever, I don't even know whether any asylum seeker's gonna hear me or whatever, but that's what you're doing. And they would use that and say, okay, right, this is the people that's coming in here and they're saying A, B, C, D, whatever. And I do believe some cases it is a language barrier. In some cases it's deliberate. You can't gesture a gesture to people and don't think that how they're not going to take that and run with that, because they will take that and run with that, and you know where that's gonna go, right? Like it's the same thing with the Axel incident when Axel went to the Taylor Swift place and he unalived the three girls. The information was wrong. They went rampage that whole summer, going to different sides of London, all over, causing drama. Right? Some people um had nothing to do with it. Some people had nothing to do with it. Some people was against what Axel did. Um, they had nothing to do with it. I mean, yes. Um, when you are in a country and you are trying, or they, in their mind, they're saying, "Oh yeah, right," they're trying to turn here Muslim and certain stuff. But this is a Catholic place. It's a Protestant island. It's a, it's a, it's a. There's many layers to England. There's many layers to England, London itself. Some people don't even know their own history. They're here and they don't know their own history. Some people know their history, and some people just go with it, just to go with it. Some people, if they do protests, they're bored and they want to just join in the protest. But you cannot be making gestures and saying, "Oh yeah, when I come here, they're gonna give me a hotel, they're gonna give me this, they're gonna give me that." And I don't really think it's like that anyway. I really don't. I feel there's always an underlying thing, and it causes strife. It causes strife because even the people who's from the Windrush era is going through it, but they are not threatening people. They're not saying nothing or not. They're just taking them and sending them or detaining them or taking them back to West Indies, whatever. So on the flip side, as much as I did the Britannia Hotel and what's going on with them, but on the flip side, you cannot be here making gestures, sitting in parks and doing certain stuff as well, because it does look weird, right? And you know, people, they put everyone in a basket. They don't think, okay, those people are, certain people is like this. They look for an excuse so they can say these set of people is this way, right? Another example I will use is Rwanda. No, it was not Rwanda. There's an example though. They said that one set of people is one way, and they went in and they're on a live people. So you have to think like this is right now is a hostile environment. It doesn't matter whether you're silent seeker or not. You could be on the train sitting down. You could be anywhere. They stare at you. They film you. They're taking pictures. It's like being in. They treat you like you're in a human zoo. That's basically how I think and how I understand certain stuff. They don't talk to you. They assume, right? They see a headscarf. Oh well, that one don't talk English. They like this, like this, like this. Most of us that is born here, and even though we have origins from other countries, right? Some of us, especially the Caribbean, they will integrate. They will show you how to cook this, that, A, B, C, D, whatever, whatever, whatever. There's a lot of mental health going on here. there seems to be an increase in mental health too. A man took down his trousers on the train, all sorts of craziness. They had to rush him. But then once again, they used that, said, oh, these asylum seekers. The LBC and certain platforms is known to say certain stuff, and they don't know the people. They're stuck in suburbia somewhere. They don't know the people. They just assume. You can't assume. You can't go and think whatever. But you are feeling more if you're doing certain stuff. Me and my friend was having the same conversation about this the other day, and we literally came to the conclusion is that how some migrate immigrants was doing too much. Whether you're trying to show them, look, we're in here, or we're in the hotel, or wherever, right? They have a list of hotels. That's why they're marching all over Epping, all over certain places, right? They're literally turning this place into whatever. I don't even know what. I'm just like, we all going through the same thing. It don't matter what color you are. There's so many homeless on the road at this present, on the streets at this present moment. The government's a bit crazy. It looks like the far right's gonna make it back into the seats in Parliament. Hi, Dr. Mira. It looks like they're gonna make it back into the seats over here, and and because of people's ignorance and people's folly, and they're playing, and they love to play. They love to play. But what happens is that how they're not gonna go for the big boys. They're gonna go for the children, the women on the park, or whatever. So, um, oh, okay. They're going to do that. They're going to do that. And the fact of the matter of it is that how it is a lot bigger than, I'll say, all of us. Because like I said, the government plays a lot into this. And I know a lot of people didn't view that video what I put up, right? Because I played the thing talking, because when I researched it, the Britannia, and they said they're getting paid for the migrants. It's one hand rub another, one rub another. And I've always said they don't need to put them up in hotels. I for one have said that. I've come to that conclusion. They don't need to put them in hotels, but at the same time, like, you can't control what's going on in the country. You can give your point of view, you can give your opinion. They're not going to listen to the people in the lower echelons of London, right? The people that is in the top. Even one MP said she's not Nigerian, she's Nigerian by birth. I said maybe she must be one alien then, because she gives me David Lammy vibes, right? And bear in mind, I saw like most of them in Parliament probably don't even like you, but you're prepared to turn a whole coconut buffoon, whatever you need to do so you can fit in. You can't fit in. You have to just be yourself. They gotta accept you for who you are. As long as you know that you got the intellect and the power for being where you are, and you made it into Parliament, and you're prepared to give up your rights, your birthright, to say you's not Nigerian and all this. So, I mean, even though I put the title of the video what I named it, but there's many things that's going on in London. I mean, the tourists ain't gonna see all this, ain't gonna hear all this unless they listen to the news day in day out. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and the way how it's looking, they will tell my little one Like, she said, "Oh yeah, I want to be an astronaut, or I want to be this." They'll probably tell her, "No, you can't be that." Probably go back to them days. "No, you can't be that. You got to be this." Because of these issues that's coming up now, because these are new issues. Sorry, Bubba's up. That's why I was trying to do a live before she get up, and they're not gonna look at it like that. They're not gonna look at it like that, right? Right? Because they don't see that. They're not willing to. Well, some people ain't willing to meet each other. That's how it is. That's how us. That's what I think, and they are giving the far right even more leverage. Right? There is people who is West Indian, working hard. There's a men who be fixing the houses. I see a couple black men on the construction thing. There's people doing stuff here, but it's just that some people don't see that. They just see your color. First, they see your color. They don't even see who you are. They don't want to know your personality. They don't want to know you. They don't care. They don't see past their nose. And me, I can't stand people can't see past their nose. As well. So, but like I said, the migrants shouldn't be gesturing and making certain gestures towards protesters, whatever. Right? You don't do them things there. The amount of videos I've seen, particularly on TikTok, and they're saying, look, over there, it's like this. Over there, it's like this. Right. I feel some they don't understand the English. And in some countries, I don't know. I don't know whether it's in their countries. I ain't giving them no pass. You shouldn't be approaching minors anyway. You shouldn't be approaching minors anyway. You shouldn't be sitting in spaces where minors are, or none of that. I don't care what country you come from, what origin you is, white, black, orange, blah blah. No, but as little one is up, I'm gonna come off because she's gonna start moving around and she's gonna start talking, and then I'm gonna have to take this whole video off, and I don't want the little one to project. So with that said, I'm going to come off, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.